I think it was probably in Kate Bush's mind that she had that connection with Emily Bronté, but apparently she wrote Wuthering Heights because she saw the last 10 minutes of a BBC adaptation of the...
She never read it.
I think she read it after she'd written the song, which is really funny. So, but she was obviously super inspired by that. And I think she just sat down at the piano and wrote the song in one sitting on a full moon. And there was probably that sense of a connection with Emily Bronté. And, Emily Bronté is such a sort of... quintessential figure in British culture, and it's funny that Kate Bushs has become that too.
A few Sundays ago, I think it's 2 weeks ago, there was a jazz festival, Balders Plads. You were performing there. Before that, did you see the red dress event?
You couldn't miss it. So it was about 50 people, men and women, dressed up as Kate Bushs in the famous Wuthering Heights video. So a lot of red dresses and black wigs, and the idea is that they reenact the whole Wuthering Heights dance. It was. They seem to be having a good time, so that's great.
I don't remember you playing afterwards that you referred to Kate Bushs in your concert, but tomorrow on the 2 birthdays, you'll be in Cinemateket doing a Kate Bushs concert. Which songs will you play? How can you limit yourself to 1 hour?
Okay, well, so I'm doing actually a mixture of Kate Bushs songs and my own songs, with the idea that I'm going to be talking about the sort of dialogue between my songs and her songs, inspirations, ways that she has shaped songwriting and also my songwriting. In terms of choosing the songs, it's actually easier than you think, because a lot of Kate Bush's songs are super hard to do just with piano or with guitar. They're such epic pieces with electronics and with beats, and so for me it was about choosing the ones that I could adapt to also my style, which is more acoustic. And I'm also going to be joined by Jasper Højby on the double bass. So we're going to be doing a folky duo kind of vibe. And so in terms of songs, I'm not going to give all the surprises away.
Surprise. We'll have to be surprised.
Have to do a bit of suspense, right?
Suspense,
Yeah. But one that I'm really looking forward to performing is Cloud Busting, which is this beautiful song she wrote about William Reich, who, as I understand it, was this very controversial psychoanalyst turned scientist. Some people say he's a pseudoscientist. And Kate Bushs wrote this song from his son's point of view about William Reich, his dad. And it's one of my favorite.
I think what people misunderstand, that he's not a real scientist, is that he was studying orgasm.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So they think he's a porno guy.
Exactly, he was known as the sex box guy apparently in the by the FBI, because he came in for a lot of criticism and trouble. He said that he could cure cancer with this sort of orgasmic energy machines, and I think he's got quite a sort of following with the alternative group now, who feel that he was conspired against and he was shut down, and he had some brilliant ideas. I don't know enough about it,
and we're talking about Kate Bushs.
That's right.
William Reich is just having his birthday tomorrow, so you and Kate Bushs, I don't ask your age, you don't do that, but as far as I can see, you must have been a very little girl if you were here at all when in 1978 suddenly we had Kate Bushs. How did you bump into her? Did you hear her on the radio? What happened back in England?
So I will say that she was a bit before my time, but not by much. And so she's just such a sort of seminal figure. I remember hearing Wuthering Heights on the radio when I was a kid, driving to school, she just was very much in the... She was such a strong influence on songwriters as well. I mean, when I was a teenager, I loved Tori Amos. I don't know if she's that well known here, but
she is.
Yeah, I think Kate Bushs, listening recently to Kate Bush's music, I realised what a huge influence she must have been on Tori Amos. And in turn, I just loved Tori Amos's music. And so I think it was that sort of thing of also, I don't know how much it was done before Kate Bushs, but this thing of singing from many different perspectives. I think there was a very strong confessional singer-songwriter thing, which is all about my my experience, my heartbreak, whereas Kate Bushs was such a storyteller. She was so inspired by literature and so inspired by history and poetry. So I think there's something really interesting that drew me to her very much as a songwriter.
What about the dramatic side of Kate Bushs? Will we see you with all kinds of outfits, dancing, doing ballet act things?
It's a good question. I don't feel I'm a theatrical performer in the same way. So I really admire her for that, and I think that she is so singular. There's really no one that created a sound like her, an image like her, and for that reason I'm not going to be trying to imitate it, because that would just be really kind of awkward for everyone. So for me it's more about finding the essence of the songs and what I connect to in those songs and translating them, and hopefully that will make sense.
And think about it, are there anyone who did the theatrical thing like Kate Bushs, because she's so way ahead of her time that I don't really see. Madonna came after with the Madonna microphone, as we call it, that she could be free to dance, but it's nothing like Kate Bushs.
I think Kate Bushs also incorporated so many different art forms. I mean, so I was just reading about, obviously she was 19 when that Wuthering Heights came out. And for 2 years, she'd been kind of looked after by her label, EMI, and she'd learnt mime. She trained with this mime expert called Lindsay Kemp. And so she already had that kind of background. And she was obviously a very kind of deeply imaginative person. I can't really think. I mean, I guess there was quite a lot of theatricality then later, in the 80s, and you had someone like Boy George, or who's just completely otherworldly creature. Was Boy George well known?
Yeah, sure, Karma Chameleon.
But she's just very special.
And tomorrow is her birthday. Looking forward to see you perform your own songs and some of her songs with Mr. Jasper. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's all. Yeah, thank you.